Hey everyone, Complex back with another video and happy E3 weekend. That's right, E3 weekend is upon us. We had our EA Play presentation today and I wanted to chitter chat with you guys about it. And I figured what better time than when I have to grind out all the ferrite in Warframe because there's never enough of anything in Warframe. So, I'm going to grind out some ferrite. We're going to chit chat about EA Play, so let's get into it. And first up on the EA Play docket is Battlefield 5. So, what did we see from Battlefield 5 today? Not much, surprisingly. It was a rather short presentation. I was hoping to see a little bit more, but then I learned after the fact that some streamers slash YouTubers got access to Battlefield 5 and they've created videos for it that were released after the presentation. I will link Jack Fragg's video below. So if you want to see a little bit more, you could check out his video. There are also a few other people with some videos, but he is always one of my favorite go-to sources of information, especially for things Battlefield related. From what I did see during their presentation, though, we're going to be able to drive tanks through houses in order to destroy them, and that makes me giddy. It looks like we're also getting Battle Royale, which kind of not surprised, but also surprised. Simply because I figured if we were going to be getting Battle Royale, they would have announced it at their presentation a few weeks ago, but pleasantly surprised that we are getting Battle Royale. Can't wait to see what that looks like with the level of polish that we come to expect from Battlefield games, and also with all the indestructible environments and just fun that we've been able to have within the Frostbite engine. And speaking of fun, no loot boxes and no premium pass are coming with Battlefield 5. That's right. You don't need to buy anything extra after you buy the base game, unless, of course, you want some personal customization of some variety. Seems like the only kind of microtransaction that you're going to be getting from this game is probably more than likely just weapon skins, armor skins, stuff like that, cosmetics, if you will, which is exciting, especially because a lot of people hate loot boxes. So, this should make the majority of the community happy. And speaking of happy communities, Madden 19 was announced to hit the PC in a rather boring manner. They announced that, which is a little disappointing. I'm not personally a huge fan of Madden, but Metro is, so I've kind of been paying attention to it on and off over the years. And this is pretty big news. It hasn't been on the PC in quite some time, and then they announced their new EA Premier service, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you can play Madden on EA Premier, and it was like, I'm sorry, what? It's on the PC? Um, so hoping at the Microsoft press conference we see a little bit more about that. I doubt it. I actually felt overall that their sports presentations a little lacking. Even FIFA, like FIFA was a big presentation, all things considered, but I felt like they didn't have a ton to talk about, not like in years past. So still keeping fingers and toes crossed that we see a little bit more from it, either at Microsoft or maybe PlayStation or some other conference. But moving on, after Madden, we saw, well, actually not saw, but kind of talked to, quote unquote, Respawn. They were sitting in the audience and kind of just stealthily let drop that they are, in fact, working on a Star Wars game. It is called Jedi Fallen Order. You can expect it to be out probably holiday 2019. That's what they're saying now, but I'm guessing holiday 19, possibly spring 2020. It's going to happen in between episodes 3 and 4 of Star Wars, and it is supposed to be a dark time and the Jedis are being hunted. But speaking of Star Wars, Battlefront 2. I was actually a little surprised to see a presentation from them, only because of the entire backlash from the gaming community within Battlefront 2. But I gotta tell you, mad props to Battlefront 2, man. I mean, the fact that they got up on stage and admitted outright that the way Battlefront 2 launched and the backlash from the community, everything like that, that's not what they wanted. That's not at all how they wanted to release their game. And they're working and have worked to make it better, to make the community happy. And I just think that that takes a lot of guts. I mean, how many people did he say that in front of? And it's been immortalized because everybody and their mom has a recording of it. It's just, that's pretty awesome. It's amazing. And he also talked about what's coming out for Battlefront 2. That's right, despite community backlash and the fact that the game's probably emptier than they would like, they are still supporting it and they are still coming out with content. So some content that you can expect to see from Battlefront 2. New squad system is coming. It should make it easier to find and play with your friends, which will be nice unless you're like me and a solo player and you don't really have friends to play with. So, yeah. But also, dogfighting is coming to Battlefront 2. Or not coming to, but apparently they're going to be doing something with that. There's also a sandbox mode coming later in the year. I don't necessarily know what that means. I'm kind of hoping that means maybe free roam or something sandboxy. I doubt we get to build sandcastles, but you know, if you know what the sandbox mode 100% means, you can leave that in the comments or social media. We can chat about it. That'd be fun. Also, later this year, Battlefront 2 is diving deep into the Clone Wars. That's right, new heroes and villains are coming to the game, and they announced them at during the presentation. So keep an eye out for those later this year. I'm sure there's much more information coming on it, but it's just nice to see that the game is still being continually supported. Also, they talked about their 2 indie games. Not Battlefront 2, but EA. Sorry, that was like random. They talked about. But anyways, back to my story. They mentioned their 2 indie titles for the year. Last year, they had A Way Out, which was more of their indie title. It did really well. This year, they brought Unravel 2, which is out now. So if you were an Unravel 1 fan, you can go play Unravel 2 right now. Go enjoy. Literally, you could stop this video and go play Unravel 2. I wouldn't blame you. It looks adorable, and it's co-op. So if you have a friend sitting on your couch next to you, you could make them play Unravel 2 with you, which would be really awesome if you're into that. I don't think Metro would ever play it. Maybe we'll stream it one day together. You know. Yeah, let's chat about that more later. Back to my story. And there was also a indie game called A Sea of Solitude that was brought. It is from an indie studio based out of Berlin. It looks like it's going to be really cool, pretty introspective, based on what they were talking about. It's about a woman who is suffering from depression and about her journey and how depression makes her feel both on the inside and the outside, and kind of her journey of overcoming and learning from it. So it looks like it's going to be utterly adorable. The art style is beautiful. And the developer that was on stage looked so enthusiastic about the game that it's almost contagious and makes you feel like you have to play it, which is awesome. And that game is going to be coming out in 2019, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Then they brought my baby on stage. I'm talking about Anthem. That's right. And they brought Anthem on stage. Oh, wait, before Anthem, no. Sorry, there was something else. They chitter-chattered about a mobile game. I don't play mobile games, so I kind of was hyperventilating and making tea because I wanted Anthem. So, you know, there was that if you like mobile games. I think they had mentioned the alpha is playable on Android only right now. So those of us that use iPhones will have to wait. But if you play Android and you need a new mobile game, you can kind of Google that action. There you go. Okay, now talking about my baby. Anthem. Confirmed release date, February 22nd, 2019. If you have EA Premiere on the PC, you can play this game early. You're welcome. Or, I guess, EA Premiere on the consoles. I don't know if it's coming to consoles. That's why we need to do like this deep dive video on it. But EA Premiere got that like souped up access to it early. And then if you have regular EA Origin Pass, then you can do the free 10-hour trial before the game comes out, which is lovely. And Anthem, the presentation was great. I had a good time. I know a lot of people were like, there wasn't enough information, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, it was a little lacking on some of that. But if you are one of those people that was like, I needed more information, where was all the information? If you hop on to the IGN YouTube page or the Game Informer website, there are more articles, and the IGN YouTube page has a interview with Mark Dara, Casey Hudson, and Michael Gamble talking more about the game, and that has chock full of information, and it'll make you go from kind of excited to woohoo, kind of excited. So check those out. I'll also link them down below for you, so you don't have to like go Google them, because who has time for that? But I am going to make a deep dive video into Anthem once I get some more information on the game. I also want to see if they have anything at the Microsoft presentation tomorrow. I know they probably won't, but it does look like a lot of EA stuff is also hitting up Microsoft's presentation. So before I make that video, I do want to wait and see what happens. But overall, Anthem looks like it's going to be a beautiful, fun game. You can play the whole thing single, or I should say the whole critical story is what they're calling it. You can play that completely single player. It looks like there are only going to be a few things in the game that have to go co-op, like raiding strongholds, but that is not at all part of the main story. And it looks like they've done their best to make it as easy as possible and as seamless as possible to play co-op, which is really nice. What else did we learn about Anthem? It looks pretty. There are 4 javelins to start with. They all look fun. The javelins, oddly enough, kind of reminded me of Warframes, especially the Interceptor. That one was pretty cool. I like the concept of Anthem so far. Really liked the gameplay that I saw. The guns look fun. It looks like a BioWare game. However, on the flip side, if you are a old school BioWare fan and you're into romances, please note this game, while it has relationships and you can have your very own best friend in the game, you can't travel with NPCs. Like, they're not going to go out and fight with you, and there are no romances, which is a hit and miss for some. Some people are like, hey, who cares about romances? Other people are like, that how is it a BioWare game? And that's something that we'll definitely dive into more into the deep depth video of Anthem that I'm making. But overall, my perspective on it for a quick take, which is, I'm kind of looking at it from almost like a Horizon Zero Dawn perspective, where Aloy, while people flirted with her and stuff like that, it just wasn't the right time for Aloy to have a romance. It just wasn't where she was within her life. So I'm kind of hoping our freelancer is kind of along those veins, and then maybe in a future DLC we'll see an expanded relationship system or romances or something like that, because that would be pretty awesome. Also, confirmed no PvP to start with Anthem, and I'm guessing just no PvP overall, but dedicated servers, which means that you are going to need an internet connection to play this game. I think that about covers all the awesomeness that was Anthem. I'm so excited for Anthem. We're going to be playing a lot of Anthem. Yeah, we are. Okay, before I will like literally gush for like 10 or 20 minutes about Anthem if you let me. So let's just save that for another day. Overall, I think that covers EA Play. Expect to see a little something something from me from Microsoft, and then probably Bethesda too tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to learn all about Fallout 76. Who else is so ready to learn about Fallout 76, right? I feel like the last, week that we've been waiting has been the longest week ever with all the speculation. And I mean, the Reddit page, though, if you're listening to this and Fallout 76 hasn't come out yet and you, need just camaraderie, go to the Bethesda and Fallout Reddit pages. They're pretty funny over there, pretty nice, so it's a good place to go. It's where Metro and I have been going to get some entertainment while we wait for the presentation tomorrow. But other than that, tell me your thoughts on EA Play. Did you have fun? Did you not have fun? Are you excited for Battlefield 5? Are you excited for Unravel 2? Are you excited for Anthem? Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. Other than that, leave a comment down below. Find me on social media. Say hi on the blog. You know how to do it. And I will see you tomorrow for the Microsoft presentation.